Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving the problem 2200, and it says find all k distinct indices in an array. So this problem is from leetcode, and it says like you are given a zero index integer array num and two integers key and k. A k distant index is an index I of nums. This is array of nums for which there exists at least one index j such that I minus j is less than equals to k and nums of j equals to k. Okay, there are many things here. I'll be showing on the board, don't worry. Return a list of all k distant indices sorted in increasing order. So let's take the example 349. Nums they have given 349 and 349 1395 1395, and key they have given is 9, and k they have given is 1. So okay, what they're saying is basically they're saying you'll have to choose the indices I, which is basically I, such that I minus j, its modulus value is lesser than equals to k, this value, and at the same time nums nums of j has to be equals to this key. So basically if this is the condition nums of j equals to k, we will have to find where all we find this value, key value, which is basically 9, we find at this position and at this position. So now I'll be solving by two methods. So one method will be brute force. I'll be explaining how to do it. So in brute force approach, what you need to do is you need to basically start from the index, this one, from starting index, and this is basically I, let's say, and this is j. So we'll have to compare, because j will always be at the point 9 and you'll have to start by I. When you start from starting of the index, so you take difference between these two. If this difference absolute value is lesser than equals to k, so in that case that value will be inserting into one more vector, which is answer vector of type int, which is answer. So in this case, if we see this is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 we have. One thing also you can do is like you basically take all the occurrences of key, which is 9 in this case, into one of the vector, and from that you take indices and just compare it. If I minus j in this case is 2 and k is 1, so 2 lesser than or equals to 1 is not true, so we will not be taking this, we will move to the next index, and this satisfies the condition because difference is 1 and 1 less than 1 is true. In answer vector, this is answer, we will be storing what is value will be storing or indices, let me check. Indices, we'll have to store the indices, not value. So this is presented index 1, got it. So again we'll move this pointer to here I. Now I minus is basically 0 and less than equals to 1 is true, so this index will also be in our answer vector. Now we will move forward this I again. In this case I minus j is minus 1 and modulus of that is 1, which is lesser than equals to 1 value is k, so this index will be storing. When you move I to at this position, so you will find the difference is 2, and you will not be taking this. Again you will move the side pointer to forward, difference is 3, you will not be taking, again you will move. So basically how many elements are there in the once you do this one, when you move to the end, now you will go to the next key element, which is 9. Again so you will start from I here, you will go to next, you will go here, you will go here, this will not be then when you at this position I minus j is 1 and index is 4, you will have to store 4, and you will move again this 2 at this location, you will be storing 5, you will move I2 at this location, you will be storing 6 because this difference is satisfied. So this is basically approach wherein time complexity is n is there, O of n star, and how many times the frequency of 9 can be in the array at max, it can be length of the array. So in, let's say, in all the places 9 only is there, I mean key element only is there, so in that case our time complexity will be reduced to O of n square. So this is not a good approach. Since this is an easy type of question, so n they have given is 10 power 3, 10 power 3 they have given, and its square is 10 power 6, so it is lesser than 10 power 8. So this solution will also work, but I will not be explaining you this. Let me explain you other one. You may try coding this approach whatever I have said just now. So in my approach what I'll be doing is I'll take one previous index, right, and one I'll take index, current index you can say. So previous index will store first let me come to current index. Current index will store the value of first I'll initialize to -1, and I'll iterate through the loop. Whenever I find this 9 first time, so once I find 9, what I'll do is I will store its index, which is 2. Now I'll take only one I, and this index we have. So this only one time I'll be moving. I mean, in one iteration I'll moving this I. So I is at this position and current index is at 2. So if you see the difference is 2. So this cannot be an answer. I'll move forward the I. If I move forward I, so now I will see if the difference is 1. Yes, it is 1. So in answer vector I'll be storing this index which is 1. Now again I'll move I forward here. Okay, once I move forward I, so again difference is 0, index difference is 0, so this you will be storing, you will move forward I. Once you find that I is greater than the current index, so in that case you will move this first you will initialize the previous index to current index which is 2. So our previous index will be pointing here, but our current index I'll scan through this and I'll place it here, which means this is the current key value right now. So current index will be pointing to 5. Now what I'll do is I'll check if current index difference is lesser than equals to key which is 1. Key was 1 here, sorry, key was 9 and k was 1. So difference is 1, I mean here 2, so it is not lesser than equals to 1. So I will compare with the previous index now, because the values whatever are there, we will have to check the keys, key boundaries, like 2 keys are there. So whatever element is there, first you will be checking with this one, current index. If the difference is not satisfied, then you will be checking with the previous one, previous index. So in this case, if you check with the previous one, that difference is again 1. This is 1 comma, so difference is 1. So if difference is 1, you will be storing this index and you will move I forward, right. So now again you will check with the current, this satisfies the condition lesser than equals to 1, which is true. Sorry, in this case I was here, right, so I was here, which means 3 will have to store, not 2. And when you are moving I forward, so again difference with the current is satisfying, so you will be storing 4. You will move I at this position, and since again now difference is 0, you will be taking this 5th index, you will move I forward. Once you move the I forward, you will update previous to current, which is here. So previous will update to current, and you will try to find the next index wherein key value is there. So you will not find here, and since you have not found, so whenever previous index still is there, you will have to check it. You will have to I mean next element current index we don't have, which is out of bounds, so we'll have to check with the previous index. So this is satisfied, so we'll have to store this I. So in this way you can solve it. Let me And if you saw here, we were just scanning the current index from 0 to n. One time we were doing, and this I was moving from 0 to again n, second time. So we are doing only two scannings, so its time complexity is of 2n, and it is much better than it was much better than the previous solution, which are taking O of n square. So how do we find it? We'll take previous index, we'll take current index, and it should be initialized to -1, and we'll take n, which is basically the nums dot size. We'll take vector int to store the answer. We will take I, which will be running from 0 to n-1, and we'll take if I is less than n, and here we'll check if this my current index is lesser than I, which means I is pointing to forward, so my current index has to be updated. So my first previous index will be pointing to current index, right? And I will increase the current index by 1, and I'll check here if nums of current index not equals to key, my current index will be increasing. And we'll have to check boundary case also, like this current index this current index has to be lesser than n, because or else it will give overflow, index out of bound. And here we'll have to check if current index whatever coming from this loop is equals to n, then this is the final thing. I mean like we don't have any key element, we'll have to check with the previous only and then just settle it out. So we will write break here. Once this is updated current and this thing, so we'll have to check if current index, because current index always will pointing to forward and I is pointing to backward, so the difference I want positive, so that's why I'm taking. We can use absolute value also, but I'll be doing this way, is lesser than equals to k. So in that case, in answer vector, which is our answer, I'll be storing I. Once let's say this is failing, which means distance is still greater, so we'll have to check with the previous thing, right? So if you want to check with the previous, first you'll have to check if previous index not equals to -1, because let's say you have only one key element in the entire array, so previous element index will always be pointing to -1. So in that case, if you try to check with the nums of I, so that will not give you correct answer. So previous index has to be a value from 0 to n-1, that I'm doing here. And I'll check, since previous index will always be lesser than I, so first I'll take I minus previous index lesser than equals to k. So in that case, answer dot pushback will be our I. Once we do it, we'll have to return answer. But one thing we're in this we have not done yet, like as I said in the board, as I said here, our previous is at this position, but current we don't have, so we'll have to check with the previous only. So this case, what I'll be doing, I'll check while I is less than n. And one thing I forgot is that since it was while loop, I'll have to increase I by 1. So while I is less than n and I minus previous index, okay, is lesser than equals to k. So in that case, answer dot pushback will be our index I, and at the same time I'll be increasing. So once this is done, so we'll break out of the loop, we'll return the answer. So let's try to run the code. Here it got accepted. Let's try to submit the code. Yeah, it beats 100% of the user. And if you see, the time complexity of this is 2n. 1 second, I will coming, and space complexity is constant. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video.